Welcome to the Working Man Community Podcast. I am your host, Brandon T. Working Man. Got some interesting news. We got some more, and there's more Trump news, and it's getting kind of it's getting to the point where the government, at all costs, I mean, all costs, trying to stop that man from even being on a ballot or being anywhere. At all costs. I mean, at this point, it's definitely looking like they're trying to get their political opponents. So my thing is this. Question. If it wasn't about getting political opponents and it was all about justice, then why, oh why, do you wait so close to the election to start looking for justice and more? Think about it. Now I know there's a lot of people out there that don't like Trump. A lot of people do like Trump. So let's say it's half and half. But let's look at it like this, people. I want y'all to take Trump out of it and put in your favorite character and so forth. And do you think that your favorite character there, and he says, I'm going to run for president, and the next thing you know, Justice Department like, well, you know what? We did hear about you turning all those documents. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's go find the documents. Well, you know what? That January speech was kind of funny. He gave a speech, then he went home. Then in the speech, he told people, be peaceful in the speech. That's exactly in the speech. And, you know what I'm saying? They broke into the Capitol. Nancy Pelosi, as the Speaker of the House, does not have extra security there, even though it was told to her, many reports, credible that, hey, something strange could happen. Funny, Black Lives Matter just marched around Washington. They had every available officer. I think even the National Guard was there guarding the Capitol. This one didn't. There's not been too many questions asked of her either. They give her a pass on her and the DC mayor. They give them both a pass. Even though they did get credible reports. Like I said, gave them a pass. I don't even talk about it. Matter of fact, because the fact of the matter is, a little bit of conspiracy theory here, but the fact of the matter is, they needed all that to happen. In the way it did. I mean, they figured worst case, what would, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm pretty sure they worst case scenarioed it out. Versus best case scenario, they're like, hey, you know what I'm saying? We get a bunch of people, a few knuckleheads, a few peaceful, and so forth, we can deal with that. But like I said, nobody talked about the security measure on that date. See how it all sucks back into Trump? Because, like I said, that seemed like that's what we planned for. But now, like I said, if this is, like I said, I'm going to say it again, if this was for justice, then why didn't they do this a long time ago? Like I said, we almost on election year again. So, like I said, one of those things where they took the case to the bill. They took a case, they already had, shelved it, waited, and pulled it out. And then you get stories like this. Jack Smith, widest probe into more voter equipment breaches in multiple states. Report. Yes, according to Tuesday morning report from CNN, it appears that Special Counsel Jack Smith was following new leads. I'm saying, I said they pulled it off the shelf and started doing it now. It won't nothing when it was at when we were far from election year or an election even in the conversation. We up to this point, I said no opponents, right? I said looking for new leads that tended breaching voting machines in multiple states, operated by ties to Donald Trump. Yeah. see how they do that? Like, yeah, you states you biting one, you looking at the vote machines. You know. Well, Jack Smith already filed indictments against former President Donald Trump in Florida, Washington. The new report opens the possibility yet of another round of indictments. Many may be forthcoming, as well as painting a portrait of an even more wider conspiracy to steal the election in 2020. You cannot, that's it. In any other race, up and down the ballot, if it's close, they do runoffs. They do recount. As the loser can request a recount. And then if it's too close, they do runoffs and have another election. And the loser can say, I want this to happen and that to happen. And like I said, that's their right to request recounts and so forth. Challenging this and that third. But if your name is Donald Trump, anybody had took it. Anybody had said nothing. All. Not even in your back of your mind said, maybe I didn't win. Maybe I did win. Maybe there was some wrong ballots. Yeah. So like I said, according to the report, questions asked the two recent witnesses Jack Smith focus on Trump raising money on a baseless claim. Now, if people believe what they believe and they donate money to that, what they believe in, like a lot of people believe that the election was stolen. So now, it says Trump, they raised money off these baseless claims of voter fraud were used to attempt to breach voting machine in several states won by Joe Biden, according to multiple sources familiar with the ongoing investigation, and that former Trump's lawyer. Spy power appeared to be at the center of focus of the expanding investigation. So they said that Trump's former lawyer moves money around. So that man. CNN also reports that they obtained an invoice showing Powell's nonprofit hiring firm ultimately access voter equipment in 4 swing states won by Joe Biden: Georgia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Arizona. So they're saying that the former lawyer was able to check to see if there was any issues. Because Jack Smith felt like that the claims were baseless. How dare you want to verify anything? That's a big crime. I'm gonna indict you for something. One of these states will indict you for something. Even though you saw on many reports of, said, looked like multiple ballots were scanned multiple times in a few reports that you've seen on TV and so forth. I mean, hey, we in weird times, y'all. In weird times where you're just trying to make sure one guy can't run, and they pulling every trick in the book to make sure this guy don't run. And then here it is. It also reports add that Powell defended the Republic as a non-profit focused fund post-election, challenging by Trump's legal team to dispute the results of key states Biden won. The challenge and fundraising effort underpinned them were all based on the permission of evidence of voter fraud. So they're saying that, hey, understand what they're saying here. Hey, there was voter fraud, but look what words they use, y'all. Widespread fraud. What's widespread fraud versus fraud? If they say, all right, it's 100,000 from fraud, it's got to be 101 to be widespread. So it's like I said, it seems like to me, if they can prove a ballot was fraudulently cast and so forth, I mean, that throws Jack, in this case, completely out, you think. But then you gotta, I guess you would go in and argue what widespread means. But Jack would have to say, hey, we found those, and it's like 5 more than that. We call that widespread. I know, right? And then, wait a minute, we got another story involving Trump. This one's, I don't know what to say. Like I said, they're trying to indict him 100 times. This one is trying to go after him. The New York City AG asked judge to sanction Trump's for, rehashing failed legal arguments. So the lawyers go out and argue certain things, and hey, goes to another judge to argue again. So the New York attorney, Mathilda James, asked the judge on Tuesday to sanction Donald Trump, other defendants, and their lawyers for rehashing the same legal arguments of James' big civil fraud lawsuit against former President Trump. Like I said, so what she did was, this attorney, the state agency couldn't find him. Look up, down, side to side, so forth. I mean, Briggs over there, he filed something. Because, hey, man, that's all that people do is file something. So, she couldn't find anything. She's asked the judge to fine them $100,000 clip and $100,000 to the lawyers for trying to stop her from for suing Donald Trump for $250,000 in damages. Because she didn't find anything. So, hey, she wants to go after me. So like that, they see us and be breaking, right? Let's be real, right? Let's look at the common man. Common criminal, common person get caught up in this. A lot of what happens with them is, don't have the money for a good lawyer. You know what I'm saying? And in a lot of these situations where they get people to pay plea deals, like I said, you got me, they just keep it going without bleeding dry and so forth on money. And so what they're doing here looks like is trying to go after Trump and the money. They're doing everything to go after money. Here, like I said, James requested 4 weeks before the trial that is set to begin in New York Supreme Court in Manhattan. The Attorney General is seeking $250 million damage for Trump and other defendants for which she alleges widespread fraud related to decades of financial statements. She alleges. Well, why didn't you, charge a crime? If that was the case. But she New York State Attorney General asked a judge on Tuesday to sanction Trump and his lawyers. So like I said, she over here, want the money, like, let me sanction them. But she taking them to civil court instead of, criminal court. Like I said, they want nothing there. So think about that, working man. Say if they come after you, because you ain't done nothing. And then they're going to I know you've done something. So I'm going to sue you for money. So I couldn't find a crime on you, or you did any crime. But next best thing is, let me get the money off for you. and so forth. Ridiculous. And then she's rehashing the same legal farm arguments in James' big civil fraud case against former President Trump. Like I said, at the end of the day, y'all, at the end of the day, it's getting to the point where you see whole of government, the whole of government, going after these people. Like I said, again, take him out and put your favorite person in there. Or even put yourself in this position. And look, where I'm just trying to do this, and all the government trying to stop me. And it all started once he announced his re-election. At the point he said, I'm running for election, in this election cycle, all this came after that statement. Crazy, right? Well, anyway, working man, like I said, this is the point where we gotta pay attention, right? Like I said, we can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that guy, and just leave it at that. And so forth. You gotta look at every trick that the government has. Now, everything, you know, that it has behind the scenes that they force people into making plea deals and so forth, they are use those. They're on the next level. You know what I'm saying? Now they're brute strength. Like I said, Jack over here, you know what I'm saying? He just chasing random stuff at this point. And so forth. Then he claimed election fraud over there. If it ain't been widespread, what's widespread mean? What does widespread mean? Right? You would think that, hey, a law's law. Rules are rules. And so forth. And then two, think about it. How widespread does something have to happen before it changes other races? Think about it. Maybe there was a ballot initiative on these same fraudulent ballots that maybe Jack might not think widespread. And now they changed, you know what I'm saying, your local city board. Maybe a bond referendum come in and certain people didn't want that bond referendum to pass and they fraudulent ballots. Some of these non-widespread things happen to change that. Put it one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, working man, like I said, don't lose, pay attention, don't lose focus. Because like I said, this right here, tip of the iceberg. Like I said, and then two, once they show you everything out there, you know what I'm saying? You got to change it. You know what I'm saying? We need to look and see rules. Should they be applied in these countries? Should these tactics be applied in this country? Anyway. With that said, this has been a Working Man Community Podcast. I've been your host, Brandont, and we'll see you later. Peace.